Here at Echo Lake, you definitely have to pull every club out of your bag, whether it's driver on some of these longer holes. There's a couple of par fours where you hit less than driver. The back nine, you'll hit some mid irons into par fours, which you don't always see. But again, there's a big onus on your short game and being good with the wedges, and what you see is what you get, and the greens really make the golf course, in my opinion. Again, they're not overly big, they're not overly undulated. We have a couple of greens, 7, 9, and 11 come to mind that do have some different tiers and a lot of undulation. But it's really the subtleties of the greens, the firmness and the speed that make them challenging day in and day out.
This is one of those courses that just shows how much great golf is here in New Jersey, and just not everyone knows about it. Just another incredible historic track, and this is a fun one to experience today.
We're going to see the rough. We're very familiar with Jersey rough. We've played a lot, but they are going to grow this in. USGA likes to grow these in for their events. So Frank, I don't know, we might have a shorter rough today, but still looks a little gnarly. Ooh, it's thick. It's definitely got some thickness.
U.S. Amateur 4-Ball Championship will be here May 15th, 16th for the practice rounds, and May 17th and 18th for the stroke play preliminary rounds. We're going to let the rough grow up. Ideally, it's about 5 inches for the tournament, but for major tournaments like this, it's mainly the rough height. Certainly firm and fast conditions are what we aim for if weather cooperates, and then details across the board.
No!
So the first par 3 at Echo Lake is the 3rd hole, actually. It plays about 140 all the way back. And again, on the scorecard, it looks like it should be an easy hole, but kind of a slightly false front green there, run off to short left and behind the green. So anywhere you miss that green, you're left with a really challenging up and down, especially if you miss it pin high left or long. We see that hole play over par in many tournaments, whether it's a NJPGA event, a collegiate event, or a USGA event.
Oh, was that in without the pin?
I think it's in without the pin.
Kidding me.
New t-shirt, in without the pin.
Next time, pull the pin, right?
Right, pull the pin, Frank.
Characteristics of Echo Lake that define this place, I would say everything is laid out right in front of you. We don't have many blind bunkers. We don't have many blind shots. The greens are pretty straightforward. They're not really big, but they do have a lot of character in them, especially some of our older greens that still have some of the original contours on them. And in that regard, some of those greens really protect those holes. Now, something that we've been going in with construction and renovation is incorporating a little bit more of an open bunker face style so that everything is even more visible from the tee or from your second shot, and enhancing the character of these bunker lines as well, bringing them up so they're more visible, but also creating more character by imperfection lines, no more straight kidney bean style bunkers, and again, incorporating capillary concrete and a high-grade sand in those bunkers too is starting to really shape the way Echo Lake is playing.
When you miss the fairway like this is what makes these tough greens even tougher, because they're fast and they're firm, and you're doing it from no spin if you miss the fairway. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be punished if you miss a fairway. Oh, it could be good. It could hit the pin. Oh! Zach gave the almost went in reaction. It looked good, it was right at it.
So the 6th hole at Echo Lake, I think, is the first really challenging hole you face out there. From the back tee, 420 yards, pretty sharp dogleg left. A lot goes into the tee shot there. You can hit drivers, some guys will hit 3-woods there. There's 2 bunkers that protect the left side, and so often we see guys bail out right. And again, there's a couple little trees there that definitely come into play on your second shot. The approach shot, severely elevated. Again, we have another false front there that if you hit anything with some spin, it's going to spin all the way back down. You miss long there. We have some tightly mown areas again, where you have a lot of options to play your shot, but it's not an easy up and down from anywhere if you miss that green.
Oh, I like that. I like that tap a lot. Watch it start
I
picking
thought it
some
would
speed.
kick it further left, though.
So did I, but it's starting to go now. Stop. Yeah.
This is where they're going to be marking off. Do not go over the screen on that 4-ball.
Yeah.
Like, do not go long.
Do not go long here.
So the club started as a 9-hole course actually in Cranford, New Jersey, which is a couple towns over. We were actually a dairy farm back in, the 1800s, and it was called Echo Lake Dairies. And then this was Westfield Golf Club, another 9-hole course. And in the early 1920s, the two clubs merged onto this property to create Echo Lake Country Club. So the 9th hole at Echo Lake, in my opinion, is the best second shot on the golf course. So it's a dogleg left, kind of a blind tee shot. If you could put it in the fairway there, you'll have a short to mid iron in. But what really makes that hole is the second shot again. A false front there, the ball will repel 30 yards off the green if you don't make it to the middle of the green. If you go long there, it's almost an impossible up and down. I think it's one of the best greens on the course, and again, one of the toughest holes out there.
Good shot.
Thanks.
Oh, I just chased it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I powered through it.
So the 10th hole at Echo is one that was touched in this most recent renovation in the winter of 2022. We redid some of the bunkering. The right side of the fairway is protected by some trees against. But what really makes the hole unique is the green and the approach shot. It's kind of like a half punch bowl. Balls that are short and right will feed to the middle of the green. There's a lot of great hole locations there. One that comes to mind for me is the front hole location. While you'll hit a shot that looks like it's tight, the ball typically rolls to the middle of the green, and now you have a 20-footer with some break coming back. So there's just like a lot of good hole locations out there. And for a hole, again, that on the scorecard maybe doesn't look intimidating, it's a tough hole to score on. So one of the big focuses on this most recent Echo Lake renovation was the 11th and 12th hole. Back-to-back par 5s, which is unique. Used to be tree lines separating the two holes. Again, we took out a bunch of trees there, left a couple staples, but we added a huge bunker complex that kind of doubles for tee shots on 11 and 12. And when you get to that 11th tee box, you just see a sea of bunkers.
When the shapers were out here building that, it was basically a general direction of we just want a whole bunch of bunkers thrown in here and up there. And the shapers that we have in the construction firm we use are just artists, and they were out there just shaping them in. And before you knew it, we had a gorgeous 2 complex of bunkers out there.
Guys used to be able to kind of just rip it up the right side and then hack something out of the rough. Now, you're forced to hit into a pretty tight landing area for a long par 5, but again, a good tee shot is rewarded with a long iron or a hybrid or fairway wood into a reachable green.
Oh.
So the clubhouse here at Echo Lake is pretty much brand new as of 2021. One of those last storms we had back in probably 2017, a bunch of trees were kind of cleared out naturally, and we found that we have a very nice view of New York City, which you don't see this far south of New Jersey. So we added a second floor with some dining up there and an outdoor patio that has a spectacular view of New York City. Again, the clubhouse here, being a family club and a neighborhood club, people come up here to hang out, have dinner, have lunch, and again, it's a place people call their second home. Fourteenth hole at Echo Lake. From the back tee where the USGA will play, it's 242 to the middle of the green. The green is one of the longest ones out there. It's also very narrow, so it's very hard to hit that green. The smart play there is actually to try and just play that front number, and if you're short, it's an easy chip. Anything pin high in either of those bunkers is a really challenging up and down.
It's the one. Dancing.
Dancing. Played it short like I wanted. We're learning this course. Dude, that's early season for you.
Yeah.
I just don't have confidence. I'm standing over, I'm like, I'm gonna miss this.
Not meant to be. When you miss on both sides, it's not meant to be.
No.
In this most recent redo and restoration, we did bring greens back to their original shape and size, so we were able to capture some new hole locations. So 15 is one that comes to mind for me. We were able to add a back left hole location there, right over a bunker. From the fairway, it almost appears like the pin's not even on the green, but there is the opportunity to kind of hit a draw in there and get the ball to funnel to the pin, but if you miss left or short there, it's a really tough up and down.
It's gonna be too much. Yeah.
So the 16th hole at Echo Lake is considered by many to be the signature hole. It begs you to hit less than driver with just some of the undulations and the trouble on the left-hand side. Most people try and bail out right, but again, there's some strategically placed trees there that'll make your second shot a challenge. Also, what makes the hole so great is the second shot. Placed slightly downhill to an awesome green, bunkered on both the left and the right. It's tough to get the yardage correct. It's definitely a hole you can birdie, but we definitely see some big numbers there as well. In the past, Echo Lake has always been characterized as a hidden gem in New Jersey. It's been part of my mission to get rid of that stigma, and I think opening the doors to events like the USGA 4-ball, the NJPGA Section Championship is going to highlight this course and this place to other people. It's a place that we're proud of, and it's a place that we want people to see and to enjoy and to challenge.